This system of hydroponic growing is called nutrient film technique, where a shallow film of nutrient solution is in contact with the plant's roots continuously. It's pumped up from the tank room and into each channel via these feed lines, where it flows through to the collection box and back to the tank room via a return pipe. There are monitoring probes in the tank to constantly measure the nutrient solution strength, the pH, and the temperature. Nutrient strength is measured by conductivity and must be maintained within certain levels for different types of crop.
These little lettuce pots, they're called netted pots, and you just put the plug in like so, take off any dead leaf matter underneath and then slightly give it a squeeze to push it down so it comes in contact with the nutrient solution. This is planting as normally done in the morning when it's nice and cool, and also harvesting is usually done in the morning, because by the afternoon you'll come down here and this leaf tissue will be very leathery, and it doesn't like, as soon as you take it out of the nutrient rich environment, it'll just collapse on you. So in the morning they'll be nice and crisp and ready to eat. And you just basically place it back into the system like so, and as you can see over here, they're sort of leaning down a little bit, but when you come past in the morning, all those will be up and out, punching out of the bench. So if you all want to have a crack, just grab the seedling like so, take off any dead leaf matter, and then just place it in the plug and push it down slowly. Don't push it down from the crown because you'll break the crown. Okay?
So just from the sides? The crown.
Sides. So just use the thumb and forefinger just around the side of the crown, just so you can feel that water or nutrient absorbing into that plug. And what we've basically got here is two microtubes. Each of those microtubes needs to pump anywhere from 1 litre to 1600 mils per minute. Now, that's going at the right flow rate. To check that, all you need is a measuring jug and a timer. Now, this tap here is the flush plug. If you get any blockages in these lines, just turn that on and that'll flush the whole line. So take that locator screw out, take that locator screw out, and this just pops off. Now, what basically means that this trunk will just pop out, just like so. It's very easy. It just comes straight out like so. It's a new improvement we've just done here. So that'll come off, we'll put that aside, and once you've harvested, there might be some residual root mat in there. So all the kids got to do is just slide that out and feed that to the goats. So highly nutritious. So the goats will lap it up, or the cows or whatever. If they want to keep the offcuts of the lettuce, because they'll just take all the dead leaves off, they can go to the goats as well. Okay.
Both of the return lines are now connected to the completed benches and the pump is operating, sending the nutrient-rich water to them via the header pipes. The rate is adjustable via the inline tap. Part of the flow from this powerful pump is diverted through a venturi, which helps to aerate the tank water. This is very important, particularly on hot days, as the amount of dissolved oxygen decreases with water temperature while the demand from the plant roots increases. But without enough oxygen in the water, the plants will become stressed. Both return lines are elevated above the surface of the water to assist in the aeration process by entrapping bubbles as the water mixes. The more bubbles, the better. As the plants transpire, the water level of the tank will lower, and the float valve will allow more fresh oxygenated water into the system to replace it. This will also help control temperature during hot days. The Blue Lab Guardian monitor has two probes in the tank, one for the nutrient concentration or conductivity and the water temperature, and the other is for the pH. The conductivity factor, or CF, is readings at 6 or 0.6 EC at the moment, and the lettuce and salad green type crops require an optimal level of between 8 to 12, but on very hot days it's best to keep it a little lower than that. So leave it lower in the mornings when you anticipate a high daytime temperature. In winter you can adjust the concentration up to 12, but in high temperatures the plants will be stressed with the higher concentration of salts.
You've got an A and a B solution.
Yes.
We recommend that you use this. This is crop specific and this is what we use for all the schools.
Right.
For the tomato strawberry house you use a bloom nutrient which is high in phosphorus and potassium. But
right.
For this situation it's high in nitrogen and magnesium, which is leafy greens mainly. So what I'll do is I'll bring some graduated nutrient. So they've got 100 ml shot.
Oh, yeah.
So it'll be easier for the kids just to squeeze the bottle and throw 100 ml shots of each into the solution. But for the sake of the argument here today, because it's on 6,
Yeah.
we'll just chuck 100 ml of A in there. That's the, if you're pre-dosing,
Yeah.
you'll turn the bypass off, which is this,
Right.
and basically restrict that concentrated nutrient from going up into the head into the main system.
Right.
Because it'll be like a shock dose. But for the sake of this argument, it's already pre-dosed.
Yeah.
So, and we're only putting 100 ml shots, so we're doing a little bit at a time.
Right.
And this
I
probe,
see.
this probe is the conductivity probe, that's and the temperature probe.
Right.
They will pick up the salt level and also the temperature level. Maintenance-wise on this is probably once a month. You take this cap off and use some Jif just to clean the electrodes.
Okay.
Because you get a build-up of slime occasionally on that.
Yeah.
So this probe here is the pH probe that needs to be constantly wet all the time.
So the white one is.
The conductivity or nutrient
Yeah.
And temperature.
and temperature. And this one is the pH probe. These do age over time, so you probably need to replace this after every 18 months, 2 years.
pH adjusting agents are used to raise or lower the tank pH to the required level. Mostly in the summer the pH will rise, so use the down concentrate to first make a more dilute working solution. Just one capful into the litre bottle and fill with fresh water. By the way, fresh water is available right nearby. Just use it from the float inlet valve in the tank. As the meter shows, the pH is currently at 6.9 and will need to be reduced to the ideal pH of 6.3 to 6.5. The wall chart shows how the various elements in the nutrient solution are absorbed by the plant under different pH conditions. Running the nutrient at the extremes of pH, either too acid or too alkaline, will result in nutrient deficiencies in the plants as they are unable to take up certain elements. As the pH drops, that is, becomes acidic, notice how the amount of the vital elements available to the plant taper off. Conversely, as the pH becomes too alkaline, the leaves will begin to show toxic effects. Likewise, take precautions when handling the concentrates, as they both will burn your skin. Wash affected area with water from the tank immediately if you do get any on you. As the agent mixes in the tank and begins to circulate in the system, the pH will gradually change. So let this take a few minutes to show the new reading. Allow the meter to finally adjust to the new mixture pH, and even if it falls slightly further than you intended, It will probably adjust back up again over the next few minutes. So if it goes to 6.2, just wait. It'll probably rise again to exactly where you wanted it, 6.3. On the outlet pipes, we use stockings to filter the water. So when harvesting, bits of root material are captured and do not build up in the system, clogging the pipes. One week later, and as you can see, all the lettuces are growing happily.